Okay, here I go. Today I'm going to demonstrate macaroni cheese. Haven't got the cheese as yet, but let's not worry about that for the time being. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to make a roux. I'm going to melt the butter, like that. And I'm going to add the flour in a moment. Right, I'm going to add the flour in a moment. Right, whilst that's happening, I've got my water already boiled. Pasta, you put it into boiling water, whether it's dried or whether it's fresh. If it's fresh, it takes between 2 to 3 minutes. It cooks just like that. So you put it in, it comes to the boil again, you take it out and you refresh it. If it's dried, it's 12 minutes. Yeah? Right? But you can, I would do about 15 minutes. It won't overcook. No longer than 15 minutes. 12 to 15 minutes, good pasta. Right? So the pasta, what's the time? 2:30. So at 1:45, that comes out. You see what I'm doing? Right? I use the clock always as my guideline. Yeah? It also tells me how well I'm doing, because the faster I do it, the clock will tell me that my skills are improving. Yeah? You come in and you might take an hour to do something, the next time you take 45 minutes, and so on and so forth. So that is all that's my kitchen friend. Always, always, always. I'm always looking at the clock to make sure I've got enough time to do what I want to do, yeah? Because I like to make sure that I've got at least half an hour between the time it's been cooked to the time it's being served. So if I want to do anything else to it, I've got half an hour to play with, yeah? I don't want to be rushing around. Oh, I forgot to put the salt in. Oh, no. We don't rush around. Right. That's in 15 minutes. All right. When you're doing a roux, it is equal amounts of flour and butter, as you know. Right. So I've got 50 grams of butter, 50 grams of flour. I start by using a wooden spoon. I'm going to season it, but I season it at the end. I let the butter absorb, well, no, the flour, well, the other way, yeah, absorb, the butter absorb the flour like that, yeah? Then, I'm going to add a little bit of milk. Start to stir slowly. One of the things about working with, and it's cold milk by the way, not hot milk, cold milk to a hot roux, I start to work it in slowly, and make sure it's a deep saucepan and not shallow, because you don't want it to splash back at you. So you see it's starting to absorb like that, yeah? Then I put a little bit more. You see what I'm doing? Do not pour it all in at once. You'll find it very hard to work with, and that is when you start to get lumps and stuff like that. So work it in slowly. A little bit more. If the sauce is a little bit thick, once you've worked it all in, just add a little bit more liquid. Once I'm comfortable with the consistency, like what I've got here now, right, I change my cooking utensil and I use a whisk. And the whisk will take out any lumps, and you end up with a very smooth sauce like that. Really smooth and silky. And then I can continue to add the rest of the milk. Yeah? And you see, Yeah? Nice, smooth, silky, shiny, delicious. What can I say? Mmm. Right. No. Right. So far, right, I've got a fantastic sauce going on. Quickly, just get it all. Okay, so I've got my lovely bechamel. It is complete. What I'm going to do now is add a little bit of seasoning, yeah? So, a little teeny bit salt, right? A little bit of white pepper, because I did say any white sauces, the best ground pepper to use is the white pepper. It won't overpower flavour. If it's a dark sauce, use black pepper, right? Now, I've done all my dry ingredients first, so now I can do, is there any mustard about? Is there any mustard? Could I get it?
Great England, great British.
Yeah. Right. So what I'm going to do, little bit. This mustard is very strong. So a little bit. A little bit more. Mustard. Right. Now I can't use the same spoon for the imperi, so I'm going to put it in the cap. A little bit. Yeah. About it's about a tablespoon, basically, in there. That is my flavours. That's going to raise it up. Add my cheese. Give it a little whisk, and I could turn it off. I want to keep the fire on so you guys can use it. Other than that, I will just turn it off. There I go. There's my little cheese sauce. All right, lovely, lovely. So I'm just going to wait for another 5 minutes for my macaroni to cook. Then I'm going to drain it off. Then I'm going to add the macaroni to the cheese sauce. Yeah? Then I'm going to stick it, we're going to stick it into one of those dishes once it's all done and shove it in the oven, finish it off. Yeah? Here we are. The finished product of the macaroni cheese. Well, what's going to happen now is going to go in the oven. Once the cheese is brown and gratinated, it's ready to serve. Mmm, la la. Okay, here I have cabbage. I'm going to do a little bit of boiled cabbage. I'm going to shred it up first. Show you a bit of shredding up. The water's boiling because it's moving. Now it might sound, oh, that's obvious. Not to a lot of people. A lot of people don't realise that if the water's not moving, it's not boiling. It's hot, but if it ain't moving, it's not boiling. Yeah? And it's important for you guys to know, because when you're doing your assessments, pass me your knife, please. It's like butter. I couldn't cut butter. Pass me your chopping knife, please. Please. Oh, fantastic student. Let's come to the rescue.
Doesn't want to use these.
Huh? I'll make sure I pass all your exams. Thank you. Next time, down that way. How do you carry knives? Like that? And like that? Like that? Oh, okay, cool. Right. Lovely and sharp. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. What can I say? Can I take it home, please? Right, so I'm going to get rid of the outer layer. I only want half.
It's like take off.
I only want half of this. Some people like cabbage, some people don't. It's an acquired taste. I do.
I like some.
I like it. I think it's refreshing as a vegetable.
I like the white bit.
Right. So I'm going to get rid of that. This is how I do it. Yeah. I'll do a triangle like that. You see? And like that. And I'll just get rid of it like that. Right. Now, you know where you did we slice onions last week? Yeah? Okay. When you're slicing the cabbage, it's called shredding. Right? Right. So you'll see it in your portfolio. You've got a part where you'll say chopping, slicing, dicing, shredding. That would be related to cabbage. Yeah, like that. You see, nice and thin. It doesn't have to be this thin though. It can be thicker than this, but just to show you what shredding is. With cabbage, it grows overground. Yeah. So what you do, you place it into boiling water. Right? You don't put it in cold water and bring it to the boil. You place it in boiling water for how many minutes? Do you know?
10. 5.
2 to 3 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. If it's this thin, 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time. Yeah. Right. Now, I know that in schools and in nurseries they normally overcook, and nursing homes they overcook the cabbage. But when you're working in a restaurant, the cabbage is supposed to be just a little bit away from al dente. Al dente means it's still got a little crunch in it, yeah? So, this is my boiling water. Right, I look at the clock and I put it in there. Then what I'm going to do, basically, then the water becomes still because the cabbage will take the water down, the temperature down. When that comes back to the boil, that's done. If I'm going to use the vegetable straight away, it doesn't need to be refreshed. It doesn't need to go into cold water and then come back and put it into the hot butter. It can go straight into the melted butter. So this is called a spider. You drain most of the water, if not all, if you can, and go straight into there. Yeah. If there's enough, can I get a metal spoon? Just a normal large spoon. If there's enough salt into the cabbage, just needs a little bit of white pepper. What I'm going to do, it's got melted butter in there. What I'm going to do is move it about in here. So there's the cabbage there, lovely. Buttered cabbage, well done. Okay, here we go. So we got macaroni cheese. Mmm, delicious. Wish you were here. Right, and some buttered cabbage. Simple, but very effective, very tasty. Ooh la la. Okay, guys.